Today I'm creating a new villain by merging antagonists from 3 different movies. I'll blend the oppressive nature of Miss Trunchball, the delusional vanity of Lina Lamont, and the cruel authority of the Warden into one unforgettable villain. But what makes a villain truly unforgettable? Let's dive in. IMDb says, a girl gifted with a keen intellect and psychic powers uses both to get even with her callous family and free her kindly school teacher from the tyrannical grip of a sadistic headmistress.
Fresh meat.
Miss Trunchball is that headmistress, and she is known for her abusive and intimidating behaviour towards students and staff alike.
And ate my personal snack! Do you deny it?
IMDb says, a silent film star falls for a chorus girl, just as he and his delusionally jealous screen partner are trying to make the difficult transition to talking pictures in 1920s Hollywood.
What's this wire doing here? It's dangerous.
Lina Lamont is the glamorous, but not so talented screen partner.
What do they think I am? Dumb or something?
Her insistence on being the centre of attention, despite her obvious shortcomings, provides a lot of humour and drives much of the film's comedic tension.
Here's one thing I've learned from the movies.
IMDb says, a wrongfully convicted boy is sent to a brutal desert detention camp where he joins the job of digging holes for some mysterious reason.
One down, 10 million to go.
The Warden is the head of the camp that the protagonist, Stanley Yelnats, is sent to. She is strict and often cruel.
We'll check.
I suggest you go back to your hole now.
So what makes an unforgettable villain? The contrast between a villain and a protagonist is crucial in storytelling because it highlights the protagonist's traits, but also makes their journey more compelling. How? Well, the villain often embodies qualities that are directly opposed to the protagonist's virtues. For example, if the protagonist is brave and selfless, the villain might be cowardly and selfish. By facing off against a villain whose traits starkly contrast against their own, protagonists are pushed to make tough decisions and develop new skills. Woohoo! Also, a well-contrasted villain provides a clear source of conflict. Remember, clear stakes are compelling stakes.
You mean it's gonna say up on the screen that I don't talk and sing for myself?
Of course, what do you think?
Lina Lamont's over-the-top vanity and lack of talent contrast sharply with the genuine charm and skill of Kathy Selden. While Kathy is a talented and warm-hearted actress, Lina is melodramatic and self-absorbed.
Gee, this wig weighs a ton. What dope would wear a thing like this?
Everybody used to wear them, Lina.
And then everybody was a dope.
And her failure to adapt to the new world of talkies stands in stark contrast to Kathy's seamless transition and growth. Already we can see how Lina's characterization adds more layers to Kathy, right? Right. More importantly though, a well-contrasted villain often embodies the themes the story wishes to explore. For example, Stanley's resilience and integrity and eventual friendship with the other boys at Camp Green Lake highlight the Warden's corruption and exploitation.
I still expect 7 holes.
So as Stanley seeks justice and personal redemption, the Warden's actions are driven by self-interest and cruelty.
I want you to destroy his records. He was never here.
Already, we can see that the contrast between these two characters adds so much to theme, right? Right. And if you want to go a bit deeper, the villain can serve as a dark mirror to the protagonist, reflecting potential pitfalls or moral failings. So, the protagonist's journey can show what it looks like to overcome or succumb to those darker aspects seen in the villain. Ooh. Yes, Matilda stoops to some pretty poor treatment of Miss Trunchball. But overall, who can blame her? Because Miss Trunchball is a menacing force of authoritarian control and cruelty.
Because I'm big and you're small, and I'm right and you're wrong, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Her harsh, abusive behaviour is in stark contrast to the kind-hearted and intelligent Matilda and the nurturing Miss Honey. The fact that Matilda somewhat succumbs to those darker aspects seen in Miss Trunchball underscores the moral and emotional stakes of the story, enhancing Matilda's heroism and the need for her to overcome Miss Trunchball's tyranny. Think about your villain. What's one way they contrast your protagonist? Does this contrast speak to the theme of your story? Does this contrast hold a mirror up to your protagonist? It does? Brilliant. So, what else makes an unforgettable villain? Memorable traits ensure that your villain stands out from other characters and remains distinct in the audience's mind. Whether it's a unique physical characteristic, a specific mannerism, or a distinct voice, these traits make the villain more recognizable and impactful.
What's wrong with the way I talk? What's the big idea? Am I dumb or something?
Lina Lamont is defined by her high-pitched voice and her melodramatic behavior and her relentless vanity.
I'd rather kiss a tarantula.
But you don't mean that.
I don't. Hey, Joe, bring me a tarantula.
Her inability to sing and her absurd self-importance make her a memorable comedic villain. These exaggerated traits not only provide humour, but also serve as a clear foil to the genuine and talented protagonists.
If she's done such a grand job doubling for my voice, don't you think she ought to go on doing just that? And nothing else.
Also, villains with memorable traits leave a lasting impression. How? Well, because traits that are distinct or exaggerated can evoke strong emotional reactions from the audience, such as fear, hatred, or even amusement. Think of Miss Trunchball. Her imposing physical presence, fierce expression, and extreme reactions to disobedience make her a formidable and memorable antagonist.
The apple never rots far from the tree.
Her exaggerated traits, such as the choky and her brutish behaviour, enhance her villainy and create a sense of fear and oppression. Seriously, that specific detail that she's lethal at shot put is divine, and also scary.
If you can't handle the little brat, I'll lock her in the chokey. Get it?
She still gives me nightmares.
Who was wearing a pretty red hair ribbon yesterday and isn't wearing one today?
Villains with unique traits often contribute to memorable scenes or lines that become iconic. These moments can be pivotal in the story and help reinforce the villain's role and impact. Just think of the Warden's introduction.
We got something nice.
Up until this point, Stanley believes the Warden is a man.
Do not upset the warden.
Yeah, he seemed kind of...
Who? Oh, Mr. Sir? Oh, he's not the warden.
Oh, how wrong he is.
Right over there.
The Warden's uniqueness quickly shines through.
This where you found it?
From how she walks, to how she talks, to what she wears, to what she drives, to her authoritative control, to her manipulative tactics. Yet her calm, composed exterior masks her deeply corrupt nature, making her even more chilling.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I have plenty.
Excuse me?
I might have, drinking some.
Thank you.
It's why her most iconic line is so effective.
Excuse me?
Excuse me.
Excuse me?
Excuse me.
Excuse me?
A question that should be polite and innocent now simmers with villainy. Excuse me.
Excuse me?
Think about your villain. What makes them stand out from other characters? What emotion do you want them to evoke in the audience, and how? What awesome catchphrase are you going to give them? That's a serious question. I think you should take a lot of time to think about the answer. Excuse me. So, what else makes an unforgettable villain? Symbolism allows villains to embody larger themes or concepts, making the narrative more profound. Like this depth will enrich the audience's understanding and engagement with the story. For example, Miss Trunchball's tyrannical rule over Cruncham Hall symbolizes the larger issues of systemic abuse. So she symbolizes the broader theme of how fear is used to manipulate and oppress individuals, particularly vulnerable children. Ew. This is why she still gives me nightmares. Symbolism can provide insight into a villain's motivations too. For example, the Warden's obsessive quest for the hidden treasure represents the corrupting influence of greed and the lengths to which people will go to achieve their desires, regardless of moral cost. This symbolism helps us understand her motivation of perpetuating exploitation and suffering for personal gain.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
Also, her control over Camp Green Lake and the exploitation of the boys highlights themes of institutional oppression and injustice. Again, ew.
In 2 weeks, we'll report he's run away. Calling dogs, helicopters.
There'll be nothing left to find.
That's exactly right.
Symbolic villains can provoke a deeper emotional response from the audience too, encouraging audiences to reflect on the broader issues presented in the story, even once the movie has come to an end. This reflection can lead to a more profound appreciation of the narrative and its message. For example, Lina Lamont represents the old, outdated aspects of Hollywood that struggled to transition from silent films to talkies. Her inability to adapt to the new technology and her reliance on outdated star power symbolize the resistance to change and the clash between old and new in the film industry. This is not just a movie about making movies, it's about the fear that comes along with change. An actually incredibly relatable experience, don't you think? An experience that makes this movie more profound, don't you think? Now, Lina's vanity and self-delusion also symbolize the pitfalls of excessive ego and the dangers of self-importance. Her character serves as a satirical commentary on the superficial aspects of fame and the often ridiculous nature of celebrity culture. Still relevant today, yes?
A shimmering, glowing star in the cinema firmament. It says so. Right there.
Also, Lina's lack of genuine talent compared to the protagonists highlights the value of artistry and authenticity. She symbolizes the pretentiousness and superficiality that can overshadow genuine skill and integrity.
Lamont and Lockwood, they talk.
Well, of course we talk. Don't everybody?
I don't know about you, but this is a topic I think a lot about. It must be why Singing in the Rain is my favourite movie of all time.
Darn tootin' she did. I arranged it.
Are you a pig, Amanda? Are you trying to be funny? Or do you just think I'm stupid?
As you can see, their roles go beyond mere antagonism. These villains serve as a vehicle for exploring and conveying important concepts, making their presence more meaningful and impactful. What about your villain? How can they enrich the audience's understanding of the story? What emotional response do you aspire for them to create for the audience, particularly once the movie's over? I'm excited to watch your villain sometime in the future. I believe in you. Now it's time to introduce you to the villain you've all been waiting for, the Duchess of Doom. Her name is just brilliant. I love my brain. Okay. The Duchess of Doom reigns over a dystopian realm where traditional values clash violently with modernity. Once a celebrated actress, she clings to her outdated fame and resents anyone who challenges her legacy. Combining Miss Trunchball's intimidating physicality with Lina Lamont's glamorous style, the Duchess of Doom is a towering figure. Her voice is a haunting blend of high-pitched melodramatic tones with a chilling authoritative edge. She wields a scepter. Sorry, I'm just laughing at past JC's brain. I wish I had a brain like that. Oh wait, I do. She wields a scepter, which doubles as a whip. Oh my gosh, the detail, that is fantastic. Echoing the Warden, the Duchess of Doom exploits her subjects by sending them on dangerous treasure hunts. And if they refuse, she locks them in the dungeon. Again, another great detail. This is fabulous. Her oppressive rule symbolizes the fear of change and the destructive impact of refusing to adapt. I want the audience to look within and question where their unwillingness to change is dangerous. Until the next MASH, bye! Okay, now I need to go write a story for my Duchess of Doom. That's just too good a villain to not include in any of my projects. Check this episode out for more villainous creations. That's my villain laugh. I feel like I should be a villain. I'd be good at it.